All right, welcome everybody to our latest podcast on the mxvice network. Thank you everyone for listening and supporting the site. We really appreciate it. We first like to thank our sponsors in Fly Racing, Monster Energy, Fox, Parts Europe, Scott, Bell Helmets, Achevy's, AS3 Performance, Kawasaki UK, KTM UK, O'Neill, and of course Even Strokes for all their incredible support, as without them none of this would be possible. All right, for this episode we have another interview with Yamalube Yamaha Racing MX2 ace in Kaleb Barham. Follow up from our podcast last week. Some exciting news to drop, mate, regarding this weekend's action. So how's life? And thanks again for joining us.
Yeah, man, we had a bit of a chat about it off air last week, and it's excited. Obviously, the ball's dropped. We're racing wildcard for World Supercross this weekend in the SX2 class. So super excited. I got the call up straight after Newcastle, obviously coming off some great momentum from there. And yeah, myself and NATO, we're both the wildcards for SX2. So look, for me, I said it before Supercross even ran this year. I said that was one of my goals. I wanted to do the world round. If there was a wild card, I wanted to put my name in for that 100%. With everything going on, we didn't know what was kind of going to happen with the wild cards. If I'm honest, I mentioned it to Yami before the season even started, and they kind of were like, "Oh yeah, we'll just kind of see. We don't really entertain the idea. It's a fair bit of effort." We did it last year, obviously, and it was a fair bit of effort. And yeah, we ended up, we got the call up on Monday, and Bish was like, "Are we doing it?" And of course, my first reaction was, "Yep, what do we got to do?" So, yeah, got online, got my FIM license sorted. And then, yeah, Bish and that are organising everything behind the scenes for me, which I can't thank them enough. Obviously, it's a massive effort from the team, probably more than myself. I've got to perform on the night, but all the behind the scenes work that goes into it. They've got to stay another night, accommodation for the boys, for the mechanics, for the team and everything. So I can't thank Yamaha, Bish, Wardy, Nash, all the boys enough. Without them giving me the tick and support, this would not be a possibility. So for me, it's good to finally be able to get it onto the world stage. It has been a lifelong dream of mine to say that I can compete at the world level, and to do it in my home country and to do it in Melbourne, a track that a soil that I'm used to and soil that I've performed well on before. I looked at it last year and said it was one thing that it was one of the goals that I wanted to tick off for this year. And we ticked off a podium last round. So let's see what we can do this round here. I'm fortunate enough that, yeah, I've had a great preseason here with Crawford and that. I kind of know the level that we're at racing Ansty and all the other US boys and that here, Wageman and all that. So we kind of got a fair idea of where we're at with them. Obviously, there's a fair few names that we don't know, but I've raced Blows and that before. I've been fortunate enough that, yeah, a lot of the boys on that entry list, I've either raced previously or am racing at the moment. I've got the likes of Webby and Cloudy, who are both 450 boys that step back down to the 250 class. So, and then you got Wilson. So it's quite a deep class, but it's also a fair bit of depth that I'm kind of used to in a sense nearly. So obviously Ansty's coming in. He's got the red plate at the minute. So he's like the Aussie series. He's the little carrot we got to chase. And yeah, definitely we're going to have to pick up the ball to step up the level. But look, I think we're fully capable of it. We've had 2 weeks here at the 00 Elite Rider training camp, and just, yeah, myself and NATO, we've been hungrier than ever. So we've both got a point to prove. And yeah, I'm excited to see what we can do. Obviously, the main focus is Friday night. Finish off the Aussie series strong, get a couple good starts. We're only doing one main event down there, so make sure we capitalize on that as best we can, finish off that strong, and then it's going to be a quick recoup and yeah, see what we can do on Saturday. For me, it's really just the cherry on top. It's going to be a great final race for the year for me and the Yamalube Yamaha Racing team, obviously being the fill-in rider for them this year. I don't know what the future holds for me, so I'm excited. If it's the last dance I do with the boys, I'm excited to send it off with a bang.
Yeah, awesome, mate. Congrats on it. Obviously, it's a really cool, tangible reward for all the hard work, sort of patience, perseverance, not just this year, but over the years, isn't it, mate? So I guess you're probably more pumped than you are nervous because obviously, like you're saying with the entry list, there's a lot of familiar names on there that you're used to racing. Like obviously we mentioned the Anstys and McElrath, Blows, Park, the Spray. A couple of those guys you're probably not that familiar with, but it is a bit of an extension of the Aussie series in a way, mate. So I guess that gives you a bit more comfort and confidence knowing what you're up against too, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. As any race, you're obviously always nervous, but it's not completely unfamiliar territory. I'm going to be racing the track the night before. A lot of the competition that's going to be at the pointy end of the field, I'm already pretty much going to be racing on the Friday night. So yeah, there's a handful of guys, and don't get me wrong, they're all going to be quick, but it's not that far, that part of it isn't daunting, I guess you would say to me. It's going to be a challenge, and it's something that I'm looking forward to rising to that challenge.
Yeah. Have you done much racing sort of back-to-back nights before, mate? Or have you got any plans to sort of change the approach? Is there anything you can really look at with that? You and Crawford probably had a few words about it, mate, but I guess it's pretty cool you guys get to do it together, being training partners, and obviously Big Crawford, your trainer. Just another cool testament to the work you guys are doing on that program that's sort of breeding champions and breeding elite level guys, isn't it, mate? So just a few words on the program again, and obviously how you approach racing back-to-back nights, because it's probably not something you encounter too often.
No, especially not really Supercross. So, motocross, we do it here a fair bit, where some days we do it similar to the GPs, where we might have 2 rounds back to back, especially the finales, usually in Coolum, they're 2 days. But I'm lucky enough that, Crawford actually was a wild card last year. So Dean from Fighting Fit Physio, they kind of realized what worked with the program last year and what didn't. There's a few things that they're tinkering in between. So I'm fortunate enough that I kind of just get to slip into that now. So I didn't have to kind of do the hard work last year and find out what worked and what didn't. I'm just fortunate enough that, yeah, we have a fair idea of what we're going to have to do. Crawford obviously has a fair bit of experience of racing it last year. So obviously we train week in, week out. So we know kind of what we're going to be in store for. Asked me that on the Saturday night, whether or not we aced it or not. But I'm excited for it. I know that I'm in the best capable hands. I know that Crawford and Dean will have me in the best physical and mental state that I need to be to go out there and perform the best of my ability. But yeah, touching on the program and all that, it just shows the caliber of riders that we're producing here in Southeast Queensland. So it's unreal to have both wildcards in the SX2 class to be part of the 00 Elite Rider training crew. It's just a testament to Big Crawford and the whole program that he performs up here. So yeah, obviously myself and Nato, we were both pumped to get the call up, and yeah, we both kind of rang each other that afternoon and went, "I'm in, are you in?" And he was kind of like, "I'm in." So it was pretty cool. Then the next day of training, we were like, okay, well, we're at the bar now. We gotta raise it again. We're taking it to the world. So it's going to be a good way to finish off the year for us. It's been such a up and down and crazy year for us. So I'm excited to finish it off, 1 at Marvel and 2 with the stadium, with the people there. It's such an awesome atmosphere at Melbourne. I have so much hometown family and friends are coming down, and yeah, I was lucky enough to ring a couple of them and say, "Hey, I hope you have tickets for the Saturday night as well." And a lot of them were like, "Oh, we actually did buy tickets for both nights." I'm like, "Cool, well, I'm racing both nights now." So that was pretty cool to be able to tell them, to tell my parents and everyone, my partner and all that. It's such a nice reward to finish off the year.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Obviously, you and Crawford coming in off the podiums in Newcastle, great momentum. Pretty exciting thing to be doing. Obviously, the World Supercross, the Aussie series gets watched a lot by the rest of the world, but that one's probably just another extra eyes on it, with obviously Kenny Roxton leading the show. It's pretty cool. And obviously, a lot of eyes will be on it to see what Vince Freezy's up to, mate. So even though you're not racing him, it'll be a bit of fun just to watch that stacked class, or even watch the replay and just be a part of the night, because it should be pretty electric atmosphere and puts you in good stead for the future, getting yourself in the shop window, mate, because there's a lot of teams from all over the world that'll probably be eyeing up their rosters for next year. So I guess that's something you probably have in the back of your mind as well.
Exactly. It's just another door. It's another avenue. As I've stated before, I don't know what I'm doing for 2024 yet. A lot of teams are still unsure on their rosters, and yeah, I haven't signed anything. So yeah, I'm just waiting to see. And the more doors I can open, the happier I'll be. So I'm fortunate enough that another comfort for me is coming in knowing that the podium that we had last round is going to be a very similar race format to what we're going to be doing at Melbourne. So I showed, myself and Nato both showed that we can perform in them quick succession races. Then back-to-backs, we both perform really, really well. So it's just a testament to the training that we've done up here. We know that we're in good physical condition. So we know that we can do the back-to-back motos and have no dramas. So yeah, look, hopefully they build a good track down there, which I have no doubt they will. They have great soil down there. The crowd will be electric, as they always will. So yeah, I'm excited to see what we can do, and yeah, hopefully we can open some more eyes like we did last weekend.
Absolutely, mate. And have you had a sort of study of the previous WSX rounds? You've probably been following it anyway, but have you sort of looked for any key takeaways, things that you might want to carry into it, mate, or are you just going to sort of assess the track and assess the situation when it comes to you?
Look, the first 2 rounds have been they've been kind of polar opposites. They've
Yeah.
been different the whole way through. But if I'm honest, I do follow the series. Obviously, my great mate, Aaron Tanti, he races a series, and yeah, I was staying up at silly hours of the morning to watch him. But yeah, unfortunately, he's still over there at the minute recovering. So hopefully he's hoping he can be back for this weekend, which will be cool. So if he can make it down there in time and cheer me on. So I was the one cheering him on last year. So hopefully he can be there cheering myself and Nato on. So yeah, look, It's going to be interesting. We're just going to have to take it as it comes. We're going to rock up there on Friday, and obviously we're fortunate enough that we get to ride the whole track on Friday night. So get to fully have the track dial before we even step foot in the stadium on a Saturday, which is something different. Usually it's opposite way around. Usually, like last round, you have 8 laps to dial a track in, then 8 laps to qualify, and then you're in for the night show. So, it's going to be different. It means that there's going to be, it should mean the racing is quite close because everybody's going to have the time to kind of bed themselves into the track. They're going to be able to get their setup right. If they've got a good team behind them, they should be able to get everything organised and ready to go. So, look, it's shaping up to be a great weekend. I'm excited for the back-to-back races. I'm excited to finish the Australian Supercross series off strong and see what we can, hopefully open up doors for some 2024 action.
Absolutely, mate. I'm pretty sure you'd be glad you're not racing Abu Dhabi or in Adelaide again. You can sort of stretch out like Newcastle, mate. So it clearly suits most people better and just a better spectacle all round. So anything special planned for the week ahead? How's the preparation looking, mate? You obviously fly down in a couple of days and just follow the program, I guess, mate, with all the guys in your corner have set up and just try and keep it low key, mate, and then just ready to go once the gates drop, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly that. So we're not reinventing the wheel by any means. There are a couple of things from last round that we sat down and had a bit of a team meeting over and wanted to discuss and what we had to do to kind of take it to the next level. And then we got the call up that we were racing Worlds. So look, we've just put a head down, butt up. We came off a podium last weekend, but we've been hungrier than ever. And it's kind of good having the world call up. It kind of, not that I was settled by any means, but it did prove to me that I couldn't settle. If I want to take it to the world level, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I've been able to hopefully step up to the plate and see what we can do. We're going to nab a couple good starts on that YZ 250 and see what we can do.
Yeah, mate, she's firing at the moment. It should be pretty good. And just quickly, the last couple, mate, obviously it was pretty cool seeing the Lawrence brothers at Paris Supercross, battling it out with Roxton, who'll be at the event in World Supercross. So just your take on a bit of that, seeing some Aussies, flex their muscles in the Supercross arena. Obviously, Jet's first sort of hit out on the 450 in Supercross, just absolute weapon, isn't he, mate? The stuff he does, it's just amazing. And obviously Hunter was so impressive as well. I've barely 3 weeks on the 450 in Supercross, just good hit outs for both. Had a bit of last turn drama, those lads sort of battling it out. It'll be an interesting subplot to follow as the real racing kicks off because I dare say they'll be finding each other on track quite a few times and see how that sort of plays out with being your brother and your best mate. It'll be interesting, mate. So any key takeaways from that for you, mate?
Yeah, look, I think it was just... For what was the lap time? I think it was a 30 something lap time. The track looked really open for such a short lap time. It made, for example, for our Adelaide and tracks like that, it made it look like it was so much more open. So, hats off to the whole crew there. That looked like it was a great event, as it always is. But yeah, the Lawrence brothers absolutely killed it. Hunter, I think for a lot of people that don't know Hunter. I'm fortunate enough that I raced him my whole junior career, so I knew that he'd have no problem adapting to that 450. He is a weapon on a dirt bike, and I'm excited to see what he can do having a full preseason on it before he goes to Supercross. His starts were great, and the battles with Jet going through the whoops. Jetty actually parked, I think it was Kenny, the moto before through there. Yeah. So it was good. That was his little pass line. Jet was just so strong through them whoops, and it was good to see it. I think there might be some interesting conversations on the plane ride home beside him, but look, it's great. I know I can only imagine what it would feel like if myself and my brother are in that position. So look, as much as they're battling and it'd be kind of bittersweet in a sense, it's pretty cool to have both him and his brother up there doing it, and obviously them representing Australia. It's another box that they tick. So congratulations to all of them. They're absolutely killing it, and I'm excited to see what they can do at A1.
Yeah, awesome, mate. And just want to say, cheers again for taking the time to join us. And any final thoughts? And I guess the messages of support are just flying in for you, mate, from everywhere, friends, family, fellow competitors. It's pretty cool. The industry will be right behind you in Australia here, seeing another one of our riders doing their thing, mate. And from everyone at mxvice, we wish you all the best, and we'll be following it keenly with interest, mate, and probably a sneaky chance of getting in that top 5 of podium on the world. So give it all you got, mate. And just any final messages before we let you go.
Yeah, look, I'm so excited. And for anyone that is unsure, get on the WSX page. They've got all the information down there. It's at Marvel Stadium, Melbourne this weekend. So come down and check it out if you're in Australia and if you're in the town. So excited for it. It's always an electric event. So they always put on such a great show. So if you can get there in person, if not, check out on the Facebook and all that on Instagram. They'll have where you can watch it live. So look, I'm excited. We're going to go down there. We're going to give it our all, and we're going to go out singing. Yeah, absolutely, mate. All the best. And we look forward to speaking to you again soon and watching how the racing unfolds. And give them hell, mate. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.